Hi, today we have a Citroen Xsara with a 1.4 HDi engine. I'm going to show you how to replace the oil pressure pipe for the turbocharger because there is a part with a rubber hose on it, and after a while that hose was damaged from the heat and from the oil, so it started to leak. Now someone has done some repairs. It replaced the hose so the vehicle can be driven to the mechanic. The engine was a lot of with oil. It has been cleaned so I can work, and I'm going to start by removing the plastic cover on top of the engine, and also I'm going to start opening these bolts of the catalytic converter heat shield to remove the heat shield. We have 1, 2, 3 bolts here at the top. One we have down here, 4, and also we have on this side right next to the oil cooler, and on this side is next to the alternator. They are all with 10mm wrench, and after that I'm going to raise the vehicle. They are I think there are 2 more at the bottom. I have removed the 5th bolts with 10mm wrench from the top. Now I'm going to raise the vehicle to remove the 2 bolts at the bottom. I have raised the vehicle, so now I'm going to open these 2 bolts with 10mm wrench to remove the heat shield of the catalytic converter. After removing the 2 bolts at the bottom, I have lowered the vehicle to pull out the heat shield. I'm pulling to the top slowly, not to damage it. So next I have to open 4 bolts of the catalytic, I'm going to open this bolt with 17mm wrench. That is to disconnect the catalytic converter from the exhaust, from the turbocharger, because the oil pressure pipe is connected with the engine block behind the catalytic converter. That's why it needs to be removed. I have removed the nut and the bolt. The nut was with 16mm wrench, and it was a little more difficult to wide open the bracket, so it can be removed. Now I'm going to raise the vehicle to disconnect the lower bracket of the catalytic converter, and also there are 2 bolts, I think, that are holding the catalytic converter. So now I'm going to open this nut also with 16mm wrench, remove the bracket, and also we have 2 bolts with 13mm wrench that are holding the catalytic converter. And after that I can lower it down. I have opened the metal bracket, also opened the 2 nuts, so now I can lower the catalytic converter. I have removed the catalytic converter, so now I'm going to remove this metal bracket here, and after that I'm going to remove the other heat shield, and after that I can see the metal pipe. So now I'm going to open this bolt with 10mm hex wrench, and also I'm going to open it from the top side on the turbocharger, also with 10mm hex wrench, and I can remove the metal pipe. If you open the two bolts with 10mm hex wrench, I have removed the pipe. So now I'm going to install the new one. The new one is upgraded, as I can say. It's whole metal. It doesn't have a rubber part here, so this problem will never occur again. Here I have a new metal pipe that I'm going to install on the vehicle, and if we measure, it's almost the same. So you can see there is no rubber part here, and there will be no problem in the future. I have installed on the top side first. Have installed only the bolt, but I didn't tighten it, and I have raised the vehicle. I have installed the lower bolt. Lower bolt I have tightened it with 10mm hex wrench. So now I'm going to lower the vehicle to tighten the top bolt on the turbocharger. I have tightened the upper bolt also. Now, to make sure that aren't any leaks, I'm going to start the engine without the catalytic converter. It's going to be a little loud, but I have to make sure that no oil is leaking from the copper washers. Because there aren't any leaks, I'm going to shut off the engine. Because I don't want to be a lot of heat when I'm going to install the catalytic converter. So now I'm going to raise the vehicle to put the catalytic converter back into the vehicle. You have installed the catalytic converter. First is heat shield, then metal bracket, and after that the catalytic converter. And before tightening these two nuts, I am pushing it up, and like that I am tightening the nuts with 13mm wrench. Also I have installed the lower metal bracket. So now I'm going to lower the vehicle to install the upper bracket, and after that I'm going to install the heat shield. I have installed the metal bracket, tightened it with 16mm wrench. So now I'm going to install the heat shield. I have installed the heat shield, tightened 5 bolts with 10mm wrench from the top side. So now I'm going to raise the vehicle to install the 2 bolts at the bottom, also tighten them with 10mm wrench. I have installed the 2 bolts at the bottom, so now I can lower the vehicle and I can start the engine. The vehicle is on the ground. So now I can install a plastic cover on top of the engine, and I can start the engine again. Everything is looking okay, so this means that I am finished. If you like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and thank you for watching.